Right, now this is one of the analysis results, and Richard's going to explain to you exactly what we're about to do. So now you've got this result, Richard,
Yeah.
what are you capable of doing with the data that you've got now?
Okay, well, so the system has flagged that there's an issue with this, and on the 1 to 5 numbering system, we've got 5s and 6s. So 5s and 6s we want to look into. This is a slice. This is the spinal column here. This is a slice through the body, horizontally right through the umbilicus, so through the way the umbilical cord is attached. So on the right-hand side, we see these 5s and 6s. We see 2s up here, which is healthy.
So the top is my back and the front.
That's right. This is the back and this is the front. And so we've got some 4s over this side mirroring this side, but these are the 5s and 6s. So what we're going to do is we're going to test this now. We're going to view the result. I'm going to click on here. Now we're going to see where it's got the test button here. We're going to test this now. So clicking on the test button. And now we're going to examine it for pathology. So we're going to look at this for pathology now, clicking on pathology. And now I'm going to adjust the figures. Let's have a look. And so this is coming up, and it's saying that we already saw with another slice for the body that Harry's colon has got some issues with it, and we're seeing dyskinesia of the colon, which is how the muscles are working, colitis, enteritis, and these different things here. So anything that's actually under 1 on this system is cause for looking at. Now these itises are all inflammatory conditions, and so I can examine these in bigger detail, but we can see that there's probably some bacterial and viral load in that part of the slice. We can then go into the colon itself and go deeper, and we can see exactly what's causing it. But also, anything inflammatory in the body has inflammation to raise cell voltage to do the healing. So cells typically are running about minus 25 millivolts. That means the minus means that cells are donors of electrons, and they will help other cells around them by supplying power. So when we see inflammatory conditions that are chronic, on the system we can tell how long Harry's had this, how long you've had this, how many months or years, and we can project into the future and say, if we don't do something now, what's the likelihood of this coming to be serious, and how long it will take. This is done on very clever algorithms that look at graphs and inflammatory processes. So straight away, inflammation takes power, and the more inflammatory process you have in your body that are chronic and just going on, even if you're not aware there's a symptom, yeah, because usually symptom will be pain, or, you know, I mean, if you get a really big symptom, you know, people say, well, he was perfectly healthy till he had a heart attack. Well, he wasn't. He had a heart attack, one big symptom, but it was a pretty final one in about 50% of cases, because people don't recover. So the idea is, if we can find the symptoms and then the causes, we can put it right well before anything comes as a manifestation of
So the
disease.
only thing comparable to an assessment like this that the NHS have got is an MRI scan?
Well, MRI and X-rays, and there's different types of scans, but they're all invasive. I mean, MRI scan, you're subjected to massive magnetic fields, and that will also change some of the information they're looking at. And that's why the MRI scans are often not definitive. I mean, they are diagnostically, if you need one, they can be they can be pretty good, but this is non-invasive.
And the analyses can actually cause problems.
Well, but exactly. And especially if they're doing, you know, like they're giving you colonoscopies. I mean, people don't know colonoscopies. 1 in 1,000 people die in the States from a colonoscopy, and a lot of other people have problems. So 1 in 1,000 doesn't sound much, but if that was you, yeah,
Yeah, tough.
And over maybe 50 million people have it. That's an awful lot of people dying from the actual analysis. And it's the analysis is often wrong as well.
Yeah.
So this tends to be correct.
So
I mean,
there's a lot of people die of the analysis when it's inclusive, that you've got the analysis wrong as well.
Exactly, and of course they make you drink things like barium meals, which are radioactive. I mean, Jesus, you know, it's like, you know.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's a good idea. It's like the healthy vaccines. You put aluminium on and mercury in the other.
Yeah, and put some lead in them as well.
I mean, who wouldn't want to take it?
Exactly, but it is a crazy thing. In fact, most people in the States, the unhealthiest people in the States, Harry, are those who've got best health insurance. The reason for that is that when they have any problem, they go to the doctor. He goes, he says his eyes light up with his pound signs or dollar signs, and he sends you for every bloody invasive test he can get, because he's going to get paid for it. And that's horrendous. I mean, what was interesting, because I do a lot of research all the time and travel around doing seminars and training courses, I found recently with Forbes magazine, they did a thing in 2004. They examined all the billionaires in 2004, and they worked out that their average age of the average billionaire in 2004 was 78. Well, they did the same thing in 2011, 7 years later. Guess what the average age of the billionaire was in 2011, Harry? Have a guess.
A lot less.
66.
Well,
So in 7 years, the billionaires had lost 7 years of longevity. I mean, look at Steve Jobs, head
and
of
on,
Apple.
putting that as an average, that's a lot.
That's horrendous. And that proves the point that if you don't know what's killing you, with all the money in the world, yeah, because I mean they get the best doctors, right?
Well, assuming that the billionaires are elites, that might not be a bad thing. But I mean, I jest there.
Well, I'm sure there's some good ones, but you know, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.